Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, an asset that I haven't talked about in a very long time because, well, honestly, it hasn't been doing much. But, considering that the current market is, I feel like I've been talking ad absurdum about all coins like VeChain. I've been talking about VeChain a lot because it's been popping by basic attention token, Uniswap, Chainlink, and Ethereum. I wanted to kind of zoom out and look at the other larger assets that are quite popular. XRP is quite popular, and I did a video about that yesterday, kind of recapping on its recent moves of the past 2 weeks. And Litecoin is one that I also tend to revisit every now and again because although I don't think it's the greatest asset in the world, it does have a very interesting chart pattern where it has clear bottoms, and when it hits those bottoms, we then see some pretty impressive rallies from the coin. And this is against Bitcoin. This is the LTC BTC chart on Poloniex. So this is not even the US dollar. And we see that Litecoin is capable of putting pretty big percentage numbers against Bitcoin. Like this not recent move, but the move in 2017, where we saw it move almost 600% against Bitcoin. So keep that in mind, folks. When we look at Litecoin right now, it is currently at 0.003 Bitcoin, and it's been bleeding, for the longest time. You can argue that it's been bleeding ever since 2019 of April, and it has lost a valuation against Bitcoin of roughly like 80%. But what's interesting is that we're not too terribly far away from the bottom. And what the bottom is this bottom red line here. We're roughly about 12% from that bottom line, and it was at the line last year that indicated the bottom. This line here indicated the bottom. So us being 12% away from the bottom line, and I mean, if you're a risky player or if you really like Litecoin or interested in Litecoin, again, this is not financial advice. This is where you would look to start accumulating Litecoin with your Bitcoin position. Um, so if you do have a Bitcoin position and you're looking to get into Litecoin, this is, historically speaking, some of the best times to start accumulating Litecoin. You could have started accumulating Litecoin in September of 2020, where it had entered in this channel here. But looking at the past move, it kind of stays in this trading channel for a little while, until it reaches the very bottom, and then we see a rally. Same thing here. Uh, the risks that you run is we simply don't know how long it's going to take for Litecoin to start the rally. It could happen tomorrow. It can happen 3 months from now. Um, I would see that it's very likely for Litecoin to give us a rally like it did in 2017. However, we just don't know when that is. And we run the risk of missing an opportunity somewhere else, where you could have had it kept in Bitcoin or throw it in Ethereum. I guess Ethereum's a bad example. But nonetheless, you run that risk. uh, we know what Litecoin needs in order to make this move. When we compare it to like Bitcoin USD, bring it to logarithmic. We know that it requires uh, Bitcoin to break its prior all-time high. During 2017, the prior all-time high was around $1,000, and as soon as we broke past it, that's when we saw the rally in Litecoin. Here we are at 50, 50, what, 55,000, 56, $57,000, well above the prior all-time high. We have yet to see the move, so the move is still coming. And the market conditions are there. things are relatively bullish. Bitcoin's above its prior all-time high, and Litecoin's within the bottom channel. So everything indicates that there is a coming move to Litecoin. It's just we don't know when. And until that time comes, you run the risk of your position bleeding continuously until that happens. So that is the risk you run. It is a very risky move, but it can pay off very well eventually. For me, I am perfectly fine with my position. Um, I'm not looking to dilute it any further. So Litecoin for me is not an asset that I'm looking to buy, but I know that Litecoin is very popular, and I kind of wanted to give some insight with Litecoin. We are not that far off from the bottom channel from the bottom line, and therefore, if you do have uh, Bitcoin and you're looking to accumulate Litecoin, this is historically speaking some of the best times to accumulate Litecoin with your Bitcoin. The US dollar is almost at $200. We have yet to breach the prior all-time high of Litecoin, which is about, if we take it to the wick, it's about $380, but to the candle body, it's about 314. So we're not there yet, but we haven't rallied as considerably as other coins. Litecoin's only up 387% since last year March. Oh, sorry. uh, this is March, 464% since March. And what we've seen, altcoins like Uniswap put in insane numbers, Dot, insane numbers, Chainlink, insane numbers, Cardano, insane numbers. Litecoin is late to the party, so to speak. And it makes sense because the Bitcoin ratio has not changed in direction, but when it will, and this is the other thing, if you're waiting for like a blip, trying to time the move, good luck to you, because um, when we see, say, like a 15% move, so like when we look at the bottom here for Litecoin, and we see this move here, that was a 1.53% move in a week. Okay, that if you just saw that, it's very hard to determine if that's going to be the bottom. So you wait for the next week. Okay, sure, it's up 22%, but we've seen in the past before where we could see a move like this, and then it continues to bleed onwards. So you might be waiting a little too long until it gets to this point, and you're in the middle of the trading channel. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, this is it. And so you buy Litecoin in, and you kind of try to ride it to the top here. Again, it doesn't have to make it that high. So I wouldn't recommend chasing it, and I wouldn't recommend trying to time it. The with Litecoin, you have like two options: either you just accumulate and wait, or you just, like, for me, you just don't touch it. To me, those are the two options that I see when trying to accumulate Litecoin. Um, the fake outs and the actual run ups in the beginning stages both look the same, and because of that, it's just not an asset worth trying to gain from. It, to me, the risk is just too high, especially considering the position Bitcoin is in. Yes, it's above its 20. Yes, it's above its prior all time high, but we're at $57,000. I mean, we're pretty far extended anyway. So keep that in mind uh, if you're thinking about buying Litecoin. Yes, it's historically the best time to do so with Bitcoin, but um, there are many risks involved when trying to trade Litecoin. Anyway, that's all for today, you guys. Take care. Bye bye.